Hello friends, it's Tracy. I am sharing a project video that I did a few weeks ago on my Facebook page. Now I joined 6 other crafters and we created a patriotic print from the artist Jennifer Pugh. Now we received the prints. There were 6 of us in this crafting group and we were crafting for a cause. We were trying to bring awareness to mental health, and so our charity that we donated to was Mental Health America. So 100% of our proceeds from our auctioned off finished project went to Mental Health America. And so my finished project was the winning bid was $126, and I so appreciate Miss Betty offering that bid that I was able to donate 100% to Mental Health America. Anyway, so I have taken out a lot of the chitter chatter, just kind of show you exactly what I did for my project here in this video. All right, guys, let's get started, and I hope that you enjoy it too.
So what I'm doing today is, when I saw these new prints from Jennifer, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This speaks to my primitive country heart. For those of you that have been following me for any length of time, you know I love a primitive country, and this speaks to my heart. So I am using all of my favorite primitive country stuff, okay? All right, so I'm doing kind of like a reverse canvas type of thing. And so to help myself, I already prepped a little bit with the painting and that kind of thing, because that's kind of boring because you got to let it dry and all of that stuff. So anyway, what I'm using is 2 16 by 20 canvases, okay? And so I've taken, like, these are 2 separate frames. They had the canvas on it. And so I've taken those off with, because it has all this, it has a lot of staples in it. And I've taken that off, and I painted it. I painted it with 2 coats of navy blue Americana paint, because that goes good with all my embellishments that I have. And so anyway, what I want to first do is I want to sand, and I just get my little sanding sponges at the Dollar Tree. And what I did is I just, to kind of roughen it up a little, is I just went around and just kind of took a little bit of the shine off of the paint. So Jennifer Pugh, who is the artist of these amazing prints, who is sponsoring this event, she sent us all not one print to do. She sent us a bundle. I shared it on a live this morning that I did. It's saved on my page. And anyway, but she's so gracious to be sponsoring this. And there is a link for a discount code in the description if you would like to order, or if you don't even want to order anything, if you would like to do a donation for Mental Health America, that is also in the description, where you can donate, whatever you would like to. So what I did is I just sanded and kind of exposed the wood a little. And what I'm using is, or what you see me, this is a Tack Cloth, and I get mine off of Amazon. They're in my Amazon store, and I just use those to get off. It gets off like little dust particles. Okay, so then before I work on my reverse canvas, I want to glue these together, and I am using a combination of Gorilla Glue as well as hot glue. Not Gorilla Glue, E6000. E6000, and I prefer to get these smaller tubes so that I can manage them a little bit, because me and Gorilla Glue, what you call it? E6000 E6000 have a love-hate relationship. And for some reason, my glue gun wasn't hot. So that's okay. We'll just, the Gorilla Glue is going to be fine. See, I keep calling it Gorilla Glue. Maybe I need to use Gorilla Glue. The E6000 glue is going to be just fine. Let me move my paint out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to work on my reverse canvas, and this is just the, outside of it. And so what I'm doing now is I am cutting off the excess of the little, the flap. And so we're going to design on that. And it's already creased, so I know exactly where I want it to. That was real good, my hot glue gun. I need to, I've had this Sure Bonder hot glue gun for a while. I ordered it off of, no, I got it at Hobby Lobby, I think. And I've been noticing that, I don't know, maybe it cuts off after a while if I don't use it, because all of a sudden it's like, I thought I turned it on because it has a little on-off switch. And then when I go to use it, then I'm like, wait a minute, it's not on. So, I don't know, or maybe it's going out. I've used it so much. Anyway, okay. So then, let's see, is this good? Is this good? Yes, this is good. Okay. That's the good thing about this is it doesn't take long after I get it. So, I am just going to glue those together. Okay, and then while I'm working on the back of my reverse canvas, I'm just going to, I have these big clamps that I got, I think I got these at Harbor Freight. And I use them all the time for projects like this. And just going to clamp these together. And so that way it just kind of holds and sets up while I'm working on this other part. All right. Okay. So then I have my reverse canvas and I cut off the excess of it. Welcome anyone that is new to my page. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so then what I thought, I struggled with what to do for a background, okay? And so I was going to do scrapbook paper, and then I don't want to do that. And I was going to do brown. Anyway, I'm using this brown paper, and I just got, you know where I got this? I got this at Hobby Lobby in the fall season. I think it was with the table stuff. Or no, this is in the summer stuff with the kid, like the Vacation Bible School stuff. They had white and they had craft. So that's where I got this. So I'm just going to measure this out. And cut this off here. All right. Let me make sure that I don't cut it too short, so I'm going to measure it. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. That's what I do. So anyway, it is what it is. So I'm going to put this on. Let me make sure that that is straight. Yes. All right, let's see here. So I just cut off the excess. All right, and then this is going to be my background. But I'm going to do something to it before I attach it to my back. All right, so I like distress things. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just crunching it up. And so, like this paper, this is something that I had, but you could also use brown bags or scrapbook paper or anything like that. I think that the you know, the crinkling of it just gives it some dimension and some texture and just gives it that country feel to it. Okay, so then I'm gonna take my distress ink, which is a vintage photo, and I just have a towel, I buy those shop towels that are in the automotive section. I like those. Those are like my favorite. And so then I'm just going to give it some inking. I like to do that. If you have followed me for any length of time, and you know that I love to distress. I love doodles. I love splatters, paint splatters. I love black Sharpie marker. I love squiggles and all of that good stuff. So sometimes when I distress, and I'm not worried about the center because that's where my print is going to go. So guys, I have never done one like this before. I'm not saying this, you know, to like, I'm just saying this will be an original. I probably will not do it like this anymore, because I think that's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of live crafting, because sometimes it takes me forever. I like to put a lot of extra stuff into my crafting. So anyway, now to attach it, one of my favorite things to use, or glue to use rather, what do I do with that? Oh, is just good old Aleene's tacky glue. It's my favorite. It is. I could use Mod Podge, but this is a little thicker because this is almost like paper bag. So I just use Aleene's tacky glue. I do. I love it. When I don't remember, what was it, in the 90s when she had the Aleene's Creative Living. Oh my God, I know I'm showing my age now, but I absolutely love that show. And there's like vintage Aleene's Creative Living on YouTube. You could like watch her past shows. Oh my gosh, the hairstyles and the crafts are the crafts are still good, but you know, the clothes and just the hairstyles. That's one of the things that really, I'm like, oh my gosh. Vicky says she watched that show. Oh my goodness. My oldest son was born in 96. And so I remember, I think that is when I discovered it, like when I was on maternity leave. And so what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just putting this Aleene's tacky glue, and it comes out white. But once it dries clear, and nobody's going to see it. So then what I'm going to do is just put this on here like that. And it will dry. It'll be all dried before you know, I ship it out and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. I am a big Aleene's tacky glue. I just like it. I just like that. And so then I can always, like on the edges, I'll just use my hot glue. Need another glue stick. Okay, so it sits in this little like holder, And I don't know if when I craft, maybe I need to find another place for it. Maybe I knock it and it like comes out of its holder. And so therefore I don't, you know, I think it's in the the holder and it's not. Maybe that's the problem. It is a operator error. Operator error. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side and let that dry as much as it can. Put this up. Don't need that anymore. I think we're finished with the glue. Thanks for being here, guys. Like I said, I don't do a whole lot of crafting. Live. I usually do pre-recorded videos, so I am not quite as good as my friends at looking at the comments and like answering questions, but I know my sweet friends are in the comments and they're like helping everyone, and so I greatly appreciate that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to work on this. Let me just make sure, because I don't want to mess up this beautiful print. All right. So now, let me see. I'm going to come in just a little bit. And so this is the print that I'm using. This is an 11 by 14. And Jennifer, sweet Jennifer, sent each of us crafters a special print, 11 by 14 print. So each person will be doing a different craft with a different one of her patriotic prints. And so anyway, this is the one that I have, the Star Spangled Banner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just ripping a little bit. This is a very good printing quality paper. And so it's not cardstock and it's not like paper thin. So what I'm doing, and it will all make sense, but this is what I was talking about when I say I always like to do the extras, because I don't know, I just can't just not do the extras. I love all the doodles and all of the different things like that. So since this is a primitive country rustic project, because that's my jam, that is what I'm doing. I am just ripping, kind of like blurring the edges. That's what I'm kind of doing. And so I like to do this on a lot of my projects. I just want to make sure that I don't get into the print itself. I know someone out there is gasping, but please don't gasp, because in the end it's all going to be great. It is. So I'm just putting my finger there because I'm kind of guiding it. It's kind of like water. I'm kind of guiding it. And so this is what I do. I tear the edges just to give it, you know, a ragged, jagged edge like that. And so anyway, I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. And so I'm sorry, I'm just trying to hold my tongue correctly, you know, so that it goes the way that I want. Now, I have been kind of doing this ragged edge, blurring edges for a bit. So I kind of like know the feeling of it. But if it's something that you would like to do, I would suggest you practicing on a scrapbook piece of paper or something like that. Not right out of the gate when it comes to your prints. But what I'm doing is the print is beautiful as it is, but I just wanted to design a primitive country patriotic Americana thing for my project today. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So we're good. Okay. So I took off maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe, not even that. And so I lied, I wasn't finished with my stuff. Oh, I don't need this anymore, my mat. So let me move that out of the way. All right. Sorry, my teenager's bedroom is right next door, and so he's playing his PlayStation. So if you hear some yelling, he's yelling at the game or whatever. So anyway, he is 14 and going on 21 sometimes, or 25, and sometimes reverting back to 2. Who can agree with me? What I'm doing now is I'm just taking some of that distress ink. It's a vintage photo by Tim Holtz, and I just like this color. I'm just giving it just some additional distressing around the edges because I feel that it's going to go very good with my project. Let me look at the time, make sure we're doing good. All right. So see, just by adding, just by tearing off a little bit of the torn look, just gives just a little bit of the look that I'm going for. Okay, so then, okay, a lot of friends can relate to the teenage thing. I tell you, there's some of you know, but you know, I have so many new friends here. But my oldest son was 9 when my youngest son was born, and I always tell him that I prayed a very long time for him. What I'm doing, I have this burgundy deep cherry red scrapbook paper, just cardstock, and I'm going to cut them in half because I'm going to show you because it's a 12 by 12, and so I don't care. I don't need it for the center. I just need it around the edges. Anyway, my oldest son, look at that. This just comes with experience of doing it. Just getting it in the middle. Okay, and so then I just want to tear around the edges of this as well. So anyway, back to my son, because we're kind of dealing with just some teenage, those hormones and those, just the trials and just different things that teenagers have. You know, it is very hard being a teenager, period, anyway. But being a teenager in today's society is even harder. So, okay, guys, I promise I am putting some heart and soul into this project. I should have prepped all of this before, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to just do this. I just like the torn look. I love the distressing of it. I also, there was a time when I did scrapbooking, and so like when I did my pictures for scrapbooks, I would like to do the, oh gosh, there's a name for it. I know somebody's gonna say it to help me out. Layer, kind of like layer it like that. My shirt, I had my shirt for many years. I actually got it online from a long time ago. I don't even remember where I got it from. I've had it for a long time. I was going through my YouTube videos from like 4 or 5 years ago, and I had the same shirt on. It's my Patriotic shirt. So, gosh, I can't even remember. It was a online shop that I got it from. I just saw that. Frame layering, I saw somebody's comment. So this is what I'm doing. And so I also like to background frame. Thank you, girls. Thank y'all for having my back. And because my mind was blank. So what I'm doing now is I am just going around with some white ink and just kind of giving it just a bit of highlight. Because it's just going to, you know, give it that dimension, just like that. Okay, so then this right here is called an advanced tape glider. And so, like I mentioned before, I was a scrapbooker. And so this is like permanent adhesive tape. And so I just use it in my crafting. I do have it in my Amazon store. My link to my Amazon store is on my page, like on the left-hand side. And so we are good to go. All right. Good deal. Okay. So let's bring this. No. Yes. Okay. So let me set this to the side. This here. Take this off. And the E6000 glue is the permanent hold, and the hot glue is the, you know, instant hold. Okay. All right. So then this is what I'm left with, you know, right now. Move this out of the way. It's kind of in the way. So this right here is what I'm left with, and I sanded the edges. Oh, I had it backwards. That's why I'm like, something doesn't look right. I had it, you know, flipped around. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, maybe that's why I had it, because I needed to put this on here. I'm going to put my my reverse canvas back on, and I intentionally left it longer because I would rather cut it off a little here than cut it too short. Been there, done that. Been there, done that, I promise. Okay, so let me get out my, I have an electric staple gun. I've actually, this is my second one. My husband and I did wood crafts many years ago, and so he fixed me up with a lot of my tools. I know that there are you know, manual, you know, staple guns and that kind of thing. But the reverse canvas, what I'm doing, I'm just going to staple it on the back, and then we're going to work on the front. Okay, so here's my print right here. So that is going to go right here in the center, just like this. Just like this. And, but, I'm going to give it some dimension. So what I've done is I've already painted some Jenga blocks, you know, just the Jenga blocks that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I painted them, it's a barn red. And so what this is going to do is it's going to give some dimension. And I don't know, I just like that. It's I kind of like a reverse canvas shadow box. That's kind of what I was going for, if you can kind of get it in your mind kind of thing. I love to do all the extras. And so that's what my little project, my little primitive country patriotic project. And I have glue coming out everywhere. Oh my goodness gracious. It wouldn't heat up. Now it wants to come out. Just like a little open faucet. Okay. So then what I have is my Jenga blocks on there. And so then I'm going to put this in the middle like that, just to give it some dimension. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could totally see this. Oh my goodness. I could totally see this hanging in my home. Oh my goodness. But one of you are going to have it in your home. And I am so honored that y'all are going to have it in your home. I forgot to say, I feel these little frames have like holes, and I took my spackle, you know, from the Dollar Tree, and I filled those holes before I painted it. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. And I will make sure that all of this is cleaned up before I send it out, because I just wanted to make sure that I had enough, you know. Anyway, so, oh my gosh, guys, this is my heart right here. Look right here. Those that know me know I love my pip berries, especially from Hobby Lobby. That's where I get these pip berries. This is from the garland from Hobby Lobby, and I just take them apart. They're all just wrapped on, so I just take them apart. And anyway, oh my gosh, I love this. I love my pip berries. Love them, love them, love them. Okay, so then what I also pulled out all of my primitive fabrics, my homespun fabric. Homespun, if you're not familiar with homespun, is from both. Oh, you can see it on both sides. It doesn't have the back white backing, and so it usually is in the plaid or gingham patterns of these colors, and so that speaks to my heart. And so what I did is I just ripped up some fabrics, because oh my goodness, this takes me back. And I just love it so much. Here's some scissors right here. So with homespun, I like the ragged edges. So I just rip a piece of the fabric, strings and all. I'm good with the strings, but I will make sure that all of those are nicely, you know, everything's nice and tidy. And so I have another thing I like to use is my pinking shears that have, you know, like the zigzag on the ends. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just cutting off just a few pieces of the different fabrics. That is going to be, hi everyone that's coming in. This goes by so fast, and I wish that I could multitask like so many of my sweet friends that can just like chat and work and talk. And when I grow up, I want to be just like y'all. I do. Whoops. So it does get a little stringy, but I love it. I love these fabrics and all of these patterns. And oh my goodness, when I saw this, I'm just cutting off some of these. Okay, so, and then also I had some muslin fabric I ripped up. And so I'm going to cut off some of those. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Everything's a little wonky. Just a little wonky. Okay, and then I had these ribbons as well. I think I got these ribbons several years ago from Joann's. They have the stars. They're so cute. They're like perfect. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I got every single one of them. So what I'm doing is I'm just dovetailing the ends. I think this one as well. This checkered gingham or checkered. Anyway, I wasn't sure what all I was going to put in my bow. So I just grabbed some stuff. Okay. All right, so let's layer some stuff up here. All right, so let's see. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. We're going to do some burlap first. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. I'll do that. Nope. I'm going to put this on here. Like this. Okay. And I'm just kind of layering. I'm just kind of layering. That's what I'm doing. I don't know, just layering like this. I love it so much, guys. I did so many crafts. I don't know. I like the primitive country style. That's Country Charm by Tracy. I don't know. I like that look. And so I'm so honored that you friends are here. And okay. All right. So I know there are some people that like to use some jute, but I have a hard time with that. I can't get it tight enough. So I like to use a pipe cleaner. And so I'm just going to gather this up, and then I twist it in the back. And in order to get it tight, I twist my bow instead of my pipe cleaner. So I hold this and then I twist my bow. So that way it gets really, really tight. Oh, thank you. So many of y'all. And so that is just my style, and that's just kind of, I don't know. I just love the primitive country look. So when Jennifer's prints, her farmhouse style, that is my jam. I love all of that. So anyway, I like my bow to pop like that. And so then I did this like that. Okay. So this is my heart right here. My pip berries. My pip berries. My friends know I love me some pip berries. And so what I do is I like to craft with these. I take them off of the stem or the thing from Hobby Lobby. And so I'm going to make like a little swag is what I'm going to do. And some of these are a little bit too long.
So what I did is I just made a swag just by, layering the pip berries together like that. And then I added my bow. To attach it to the top of my shadow box, what I did is I stapled it and, glued it there to the top. And I put a hanger on the back. I just used some grapevine hanger wire that I get in the craft section at the craft store. I think that it looks really pretty and very, very nice. And so I will show you at the end of the video some more close-ups of, the finished project, because like we only had, an hour to complete the project as well as auction it off. So the last 5 minutes of the video I had, or actual 10 minutes, I had, explained the rules and then did the auction. And so this was my very first auction to ever participate in something like this. It was a little bit stressful, but I've learned a lot. And if it's something that you would like to see me do in the future, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, because that might be something that I do. All right. So here you can kind of see is the finish project, the pictures that I took of the swag with all of the pip berries and the homespun fabric. I added a rusty star. I added some thin ribbon along the sides just to kind of decorate it a little, and also kind of, mask cover up those, like the little split where the two frames met. And so everything looks really nice. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your continued support. We'll talk to you very soon. God bless.